I'll get ahead, and thank you guys for actually coming in. Okay, without further ado, I will let Raj Melambaran start the meeting. But before that, he's from RC Subang. He joined Rotary in Subang in 2009, was president in 2012, and assistant governor at 2018. He's also an incoming English chair. Professionally, he co-founded and ran Purple Ants Events and Team Management Malaysia, which specialize in corporate training and corporate events. Raj, all yours.
Thank you, Pohu. Before I start, I'd like to. I have a confession. Whatever been said earlier is not true. The GDL never asked anyone to wear a hat, and your hat is not a prerequisite to join this session. But what I'm trying to, the message I'm trying to get across here, I just wore a hat and sat. And it was Pohu and PG Kiranjit for the first two to look at me and ask, and Pohu like, why are you wearing? I say, if you have one, wear it. That's all. He's the only person that I said, if you have one, and wear it. And now look at it. If you count on the screen, I think more than 75% or 80% here are wearing the hat. So why? Because you felt it was interesting to do it, right? It attracted you to wear it. So positive things are very, very contagious. So this is one good example. Actually, it's not my idea. I got this idea from another club. They did a team meeting and they wore a hat. Later in my slide, I have their pictures. I'll show you who is that. So I thank the club too for the idea. But this is what I'm trying to say, right? There's no one way or the best way to make something attractive or interesting. You know, just something you can think of based on your interest, your club interest, as long as we don't go against the Rotary. It's moving now. All right. Okay, so I like to start my slide with this. All right, this is our Rotary International incoming Rotary International president. In his when he revealed the theme on stage, he said this statement. He said, "We will not let rapid change defeat us. We will capture this moment and grow Rotary, make it stronger, more adaptable, and even more aligned with our core values." So what he's saying is, we have to no change can defeat us. We have to keep on moving. You know, our Rotary interest, our Rotary spirit, our club, our district need to move on. Right. So now our situation is MCO. And earlier someone mentioned that it's been extended to 12 May. Right. So I hope it's not true. But anyway, so MCO is extended. So in Rotary, in our club, our problem is only one. All right, no club meeting, because a lot of us look forward for club meeting. Club meeting is very, very important for many of us. All right, because why? Because club meeting, if you look at the avenue of service, club service focus on making club strong. A thriving club is anchored by strong relationship. So a strong relationship is the foundation to make a strong club. So club meeting promotes members engagement and togetherness. So it's very, very important for us to constantly have meetings to bring members together. So with MCO, we can't have meetings. That's when a lot of clubs have moved to online meeting. That's something new, right? But many clubs did practice online meetings when their members are overseas, like my club, and another club I know is I think Telok Intan. Dr. Rajendra mentioned a few times he dialed in for the meeting. So we did have online meeting, but not everyone. But now the situation is all of us are in the online meeting. So the whole meeting concept have changed. So today we're going to discuss the experience. All right, Nicholas, is it moving?
Yes.
Nicholas, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Time
moving.
to time, I just want to check on the technical part, all right? So this is, you call it expression or impression, but is this what you want after meeting experience? We don't want this, right? We want everyone to go back, yay, and we want everyone to look forward for the next meeting. We want clubs to have daily meetings because they want to meet their members, right? So today we're going to talk about how and why we have to make the meetings attractive and interesting. So attractive meeting encourages good attendance, strengthen members bonding, progressive club development, positive project discussion. That's why we are in Rotary. Happy members, happy club, and produces highly energetic members who go out there to do projects. All right. So, and also impressed guests. So how do we do that? All right. So if you look at the physical meeting, who makes the arrangement? Every club got a meeting organizer, who's the club admin director and his committee. So when it comes to virtual, it's highly recommended and highly encouraged for us to have another role called the virtual meeting coordinator. This is not a new role to be added to the board or anything, but this person can be a non-board position and a member of the club admin committee. And let's look at the scope. So this person explores online meeting platform options that is deemed suitable for the club, because there are many platforms. There's Zoom, which we are in now. There's Microsoft Teams. There's Join Me, WebEx, GoTo, and Hangout Meet by Google. Right, even my club, we are in the still in the phase of every week we are trying out new platforms. And I know a lot of I know one or two clubs have moved from Zoom to Microsoft Teams, right? So why do we need a platform, a suitable platform, right? So for that, is Sanjeev here? Sanjeev, can you unmute yourself and acknowledge?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yeah. Sanjeev is from Rotary Club of Klana Jaya, and they switched from Zoom to Microsoft Teams, right? So let's just hear it from him. Why did they change? Sanjeev, over to you.
Okay, I think all of us remember when there was a security breach by Zoom, and that was widely reported. So from there, then the club tried to explore different um, platforms as well. And because myself, who's a sergeant at arms, and also our new member Kujinder, we were Petronas, and we were used to using Microsoft Teams for office discussion, and it was very stable, even the web-based one. So we decided to try it out. In our second meeting, we try out Microsoft Teams, and the club members like it more than Zoom, and we have moved on to Teams since then. We were thinking that Microsoft has been fighting virus since 1995. They're very experienced in fighting viruses, so that's why I think they're more stable now. I think one of the few differences that when we talk about Zoom versus Teams, what personally this is what our clubs find out that Zoom advantage is you have gallery view. That is something that Teams don't have. So you can see more people. In Microsoft Teams, you only see maximum of 4 people. The rest are just names at the bottom bar. But however, in terms of sharing, it is much faster to switch between different users' screen. It is much faster through Microsoft and Zoom. Zoom, there's a bit of a lag time. Also, I think the main reason of us to continue maintaining with Teams is our company for now, Petronas, we are not allowed to install um, Zoom on our work desktop, laptop. And I do know that a few other companies could not do that. So actually, this is my backup laptop. I couldn't use Zoom on my personal laptop. So for those that don't have their own personal laptops, especially if their companies block Zoom, then they couldn't join any of these wonderful Rotary virtual meetings. So that is one reason. I've not heard of any companies that block Microsoft Teams. So that is the other one. And what I can say is I've tried Microsoft Zoom, the web-based. It is unstable. People do get kicked out, in and out. Microsoft Teams is much more stable. There's also web-based. You don't have to install the apps, and it works just as fine on desktop and laptop. On phone, you have to install Microsoft Teams apps, and I think it is quite stable there. So with that, our club has continuously used Microsoft Teams. We have, I think today, our meeting tonight, we will see probably 80, 90 people joining our club meeting with a speaker. So we'll let you guys know how it goes with the big numbers such as Zoom has. The maximum number for Microsoft Teams is 250. So almost similar with Zoom as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thanks, Sanjeev. So if you heard what Sanjeev said is more on connectivity and confidence reason. So they switched to Microsoft Teams, right? Like Microsoft Teams also have other features like you can have your own email domain, right? And they have an account called a non-profit account. So you can apply for a non-profit account. That means you get a free access. And Google Meets and Microsoft Team got that. So like my club, they applied for it and we got a non-profit account. And now we have a domain rotarysubang.org and hosted in Microsoft Team. So Microsoft Team got more features. All right. So if you want to explore more features, then you can go to Microsoft Team. But if it is only for meetings and I want to see more people in my window, then it's Zoom. So every platform got its pro and cons. So that's what this coordinator will do. He will assess, try it out, and then propose to the board. All right. So other task for this coordinator is scheduling and creating the virtual meeting. Similar to club admin. If you talk about physical meeting, the club admin books the room. What else? Books the food and arrange the meeting room. So similarly, the virtual meeting coordinator will create the meeting session or training or fellowship, and he will post the link or invitation to all the electronic communication mode like WhatsApp, Facebook. If you're opening up to the public, then you can put it up to Facebook. So the virtual meeting coordinator's role is just to create and manage the virtual meeting. And also, the virtual meeting coordinator can explore and propose games, quiz, activities to make the meeting interesting, right? So the online based activities, you have bingo, Kahoot, Mentimeter, and even Slido. Slido is like a Q&A app where you can use it for surveys. If you want to ask a discussion with members, you can use that. Is past President Shirley in the room?
Yes.
Yeah, past President Shirley is from Rotary Subang, and Rotary Subang every week they've been doing activity. The first week of MCO, they did a quiz on Kahoot on Rotary questions, and then they had a bingo game with their sister club in India. All right, so Shirley, can you just explain in very short to them and how these activities encouraged meeting attendance and how it made the meeting more attractive and exciting for following weeks?
When MCO first started, we were very eager to get on the online platform, and we got onto Zoom and we had the first meeting. But after President did his announcement, and then after that, it was like silence, and everyone looked at each other, and we really and honestly didn't know what else to say after that. So realizing that problem, we then realized that we really needed to make the meetings interesting, as our members, most of them are quite young, in the age group of 35 to 45 years old. And we had to make sure that we had their interest in order to draw them to come back next week for a meeting again. And that's where we had a Rotary information session, but we did it in a quiz format using Kahoot. And we had like about 50 questions that they had to answer within 30 seconds, and the one with the highest points get it. And to make it more exciting, we also invited Rotarians from other clubs, even overseas Rotarians who joined us. And we actually had a prize. We had top three prizes, which were actually vouchers. So this was just an encouragement to get more people on board the quiz. And at the same time, they learned something about Rotary. And then we keep changing every week. But at the same time, we want to keep a balance. We don't want to just be all fun, 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 and nothing else. So we made sure that, 1 week had games, 1 week had quiz, 1 week we even had a guest speaker that talked about relevant matters. And we decided that we wanted to start from within first. So we started off with a speaker that came from our own club to share his experience about how he was raising funds for our COVID-19 projects, so that he could then help the other new members on how to best use social media for crowdfunding purposes. So we are making sure that even the topics that we select for our guest speakers must be relevant to what our members want to hear today, and get them excited that they'll look forward to the next meeting and what's next in the agenda. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Past Prince Shirley. Yeah, so you can explore. There's a lot of activities that you can do in your online meeting. Just Google it up, and you can also ask clubs who have already done it. Like say bingo, you can even make your own bingo cards for free. You don't have to pay any license fee for that. Kahoot is free. Mentimeter is free. You just have to come up with some questions, rotary questions, general knowledge questions, and also if you look at the last bottom, the blue background, it's actually Uno. Right, one of a member found a crack code to play Uno for free. Right, it's not, it's illegal. Yeah, in Rotary, we don't do illegal stuff. It's legal, but it's just a crack game. Right, so there's a lot of things that you can do to excite your members. All right, so the other things are also this coordinator serves as a meeting host, and he manages all aspects to do with connectivity, audio sharing, doing spotlights and installing the app. And because the meeting need to be very smooth, we don't want anyone to come in halfway and say my camera is not working, my mic is not working, my speaker is not working. So this coordinator will contact those members, or the members will contact him or her, so they will do all this technical stuff before the meeting, so there's no interruption during the meeting. And also come up with house rules and be the custodian to manage the house rules. All right, so the house rules we shared earlier is just a sample for you, and you can edit and add based on your club practice and habits. All right, but we must have a house rule for every meeting. All right, that's the virtual coordinator. Now let's go back to the meeting organizer, the club admin. Not to say club admin don't have a role, they still have a role to play. All right, so what they do, they ensure we stick to the meeting agenda as usual. There's essay and all that. And one most important thing is number 2. We got to rethink our online meeting format. Right, the in-room meeting format. We follow guidelines. It's been passed to us year after year, so there's a reason to follow. But online, we can skip few things. Like I've been attending a lot of club meetings, right? And there are meetings where they sing Nagaraku, and there are meetings that is don't sing Nagaraku. There are meetings they do toast, and there are meetings they don't do toast. The president that just do one acknowledgement. That's it, right? Because when I ask them why, they're saying that it's not practical to stand up. You know, even I saw a few boxer shots when they stood up for toast and national anthem. So that can be a bit sensitive and distracting. So the club need to sit down and think of the format. I'm not saying don't do it, but you decide. The club decide. The club admin proposed to the board. The board decides. Do you want to have a national anthem in the online meeting? Do you want to do the toast or just do an acknowledgement? Right? Can I pick our district general secretary's brain a bit? Oh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Remove the mask first, yeah? All right. So is it
Yeah.
okay to rethink the meeting format for online format different than
Yes.
in-room meeting?
Yeah, Raj, you are right. If you were to go to my Rotary, right, we have already come up with the best practices for conducting online meeting. And like what Raj mentioned, there are actually 7 points. And he actually mentioned a few. And one of which I would like to emphasize is item number 4, which says, rethink your meeting for an online format. Some parts of an in-person meeting don't work well online. Develop your meeting content to eliminate or reform activities that are best done face to face. So think about that. Yeah, and I concur with what Raj just mentioned. Thank you.
All right. So thank you. Just to give you the confidence, I'm saying the right thing, huh? Secretary agreed. All
Yeah.
right. So the other thing is keep it engaging. This is when the quiz, the activities come into place. This is the club admin who comes up with all these ideas. You can do polls if you want to do survey. If you want to prepare for post MCO, you want to do something different in your club. this is the time. Do the survey, create the poll online, because sometimes when you ask in the online meeting, they might not want to say it out, right? They might not be comfortable. So do an online poll, do ice-breaking games, open Q&A, and Rotary information sharing is good. This is the time when you can talk about the history, why there is a Rotary bell in every meeting, and who came up with four-way tests. So every week you can pick a topic and speak about it for 5 to 10 minutes. Get a senior member, PP or PAG in your club to talk about it, right? Because this is again, we strengthen the Rotary spirit and interest in our members. And ask for support. Have a team. Don't do it one person or two person. Have a team that organizes, plan and organize and manage this online meeting. So everyone will have different roles. Even during the meeting, you have someone to monitor the chat box. Is there any questions there? Any nonsense going on there? So someone to manage that. And then you have a SAA who acts as a moderator, right? And then you have someone else to do the quiz. Right, so here we can't say too many people will mess up. No, it's just different roles, right? And to make it interesting, you hear different voices too. And then be prepared. That means if you have a speaker for the day, try to do a trial run with the speaker at least a day before. Check their connectivity, check if they know how to share screen. If they have a video or audio, they need to know how to share video and audio, because visual and sound is separate in Zoom. So you got to press different buttons, to hear for the sound. So do the test run. Even your own member as a speaker, do a test run, a trial run, at least a day before. So on that day, everything goes on smooth. There is no pausing. There's no sorry for the technical. There's no waiting at all. And capture real-time feedback. You can use these the surveys I mentioned earlier. You can use phone-based survey tools like Survey Monkey. You can ask the question in the online meeting, but they can answer it on a survey tool if they don't want to type it out in the chat. Right. Sorry, Nicholas. Nicholas?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you just ping me when I have another 10 minutes, yeah?
Sure.
10 minutes before half an hour.
Sure.
Not 1 hour, yeah? All right, and then choose your time. If your club meets every Wednesday, 7 p.m., for example, that's your usual day. That's the time and date in RI, My Rotary. But you don't have to follow that. You can change it, right? Maybe 7:30 or 8 o'clock meeting from the house can be a challenge. If you have kids, you got to feed them. That's what I suffered yesterday. I couldn't join my club meeting early. All right, so talk to your members. Ask them what's the suitable time. You can always change it. You don't have to be too rigid to say, this is what we followed for the past 30 days. We must follow the same in the online meeting. No, you can change it to suit the interests and circumstances of the members. Yeah, and best not to exceed 1 hour. The meeting, I mean. The meeting including any sharings, any quiz, activities, and speaker. Do not exceed 1 hour. All right, once the president ends the meeting with the bell within 1 hour, then you can stay for many hours to do your fellowship. You can open house of friendship after that. All right, so these are the tips, to give a welcoming feeling, not to the guests, to our own members. Because we have to look internal first before even we look at impressing the guests. We have to impress our members first, make it attractive, make it interesting. So we'll give them a welcoming feeling. So how do we promote it? Promote the meeting. Again, online, we can't go out, so we have to promote it online. But even the EDM, through EDMs, right? So your EDMs got to be very attractive to attract the members to attend. Like this is from Rotary Club of Subang when they did the bingo. They used the bingo game to attract to the meeting. If you see there, it doesn't say Rotary Club meeting at all. It just says bingo starts at say 8 o'clock, all right? But they started a club meeting and they played bingo, I think at 8:15 or 8:20, right? So this is how they attract attendance, members. And this is Rotary Club of Kranajaya. They had a talk last week and Dr. Bernard Chan, our handsome PAG, was the speaker. He spoke about COVID, and then this was I think 2 days ago. Rotary Club of Greater KL did a talk, and their own PAG, Dato Siva, Dr. Siva was the speaker. He spoke about Rotary Opens opportunity, and this was an attraction. There was more than 60 in the meeting, and there were many countries from India, from Singapore, from District 3310. So these are also an attraction to our own members, to see Rotarians from other countries, coming in for the meeting. It's a good networking. It fits the theme, Rotary Opens opportunity. So choose the right speaker. And this is a game that Rotary Club Subang did, pick and reveal. That means you have to tell a number. Based on the number, there'll be a question, and then you have to tell the truth. And then this is also, I think, yesterday, 2 days back, Rotary Club of Bangsa did a talk. Dr. Sangeeta was the speaker who spoke about COVID. It was a very good attendance. More than 60 of them were in the room. So EDMs can attract, if you do it the right way, if you say the right thing, right? And this is a business talk by Rotary Means Business coming up. And because now it's all about COVID, post-COVID, what's going to happen next, right? So there's a lot of business owners are very worried and they're looking for some guidance, advice. So you can have post-COVID-19 outlook business talks, right? And here, team meetings. And this is what I mentioned earlier, Rotary Club of Malawati, they had a funny headgear team meeting last week. So when I heard that, I saw that picture, I was very impressed. It was very new and very interesting, attractive idea. So that's what I wanted to share today. So the credit goes to them. This is their idea. So is DGND, Dr. Krishna, in the room? DGND, are you there?
Yeah,
Going once, going twice?
I'm here.
Yeah. So well done. It's a very great idea. So you don't mind I stole it for today.
No problem.
Right?
No problem. Very good.
Can you just in short explain what was the impact of this meeting? How the excitement, how attracted were the members, how was the attendance, and how was your meetings after this?
See, we started on this for the same thing that what Shirley said earlier, that we wanted to make the meetings interesting and engage the members. And this was taken up very well by all the members. I think that day nearly everybody came with headgear. And we even had a secret judge who judged the best winner.
Secret.
So didn't tell anybody who the judge was. And then the judge among us declared somebody a winner. There was no prize, but it was just for fun. And our meeting attendance and online meetings are as good as our physical meetings. We get about 24 people, 23 people present. And we even get our visiting Rotarians from overseas attending these meetings. Just to add another point, yesterday, if you all might remember, our club member, Ulas Spanner, passed away last week. So yesterday, we actually had a small eulogy for him, a tribute to celebrate his life at a meeting. We played a video about his life, showing different photos of him, Rotary, and then somebody gave a eulogy, and then everybody spoke a few words about him. And even his sisters from UK joined in the meeting by Zoom. So I think it's a very good opportunity. And Rema for us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Krishna. So yeah, you can have team meetings. For that week, you don't have any activities or meeting or a speaker, then you can have a team meeting. You can call it fellowship too, right? But then remember, there always should be a balance. You can't be doing every week game quiz, right? So because not everyone likes quiz in your club. Like even in our club, we have senior members who like Rotary information or speakers. So try to do it a week quiz, a week speaker, another week Rotary information, another week fellowship. So there's a balance to it. So remember, if it is important to you, you will find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Right? So this code fits to everything, even for a Rotary meeting. If you find the meeting attractive, interesting, and important, then you will find a way to attend. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of excuses. So let's make it interesting and attractive. So let's ensure our members' time spent is rewarding. Right? Because I always hear, it's MCO, everyone should be free. But actually, it's not true. My wife is complaining that I've been more busier during MCO than before. Right? So it is. So we have to make sure attending meeting, the time spent there is equally rewarding. Right? So let's have this mantra: attract and excite. Whatever we do, we plan for the meeting. Let's think and propose and do something that's going to attract them and excite them. So it's not only for that meeting. Remember, if you excite them for this week, and I'll be looking forward for next week and the week after. It's a ripple effect. It's contagious. Just like this hat. It started from 1, went to 2, 2 became 4, 4 became 40, and now at least 50 plus are wearing the hat. This is the reason I started with the hat. My apology for spoiling your hairdo today. All right. So I'm on the last slide now. Let's look at what are we taking home today. Actually, we are at home, but just take home. We went through how engaging members through weekly meeting, and we spoke about what are the meeting organizers' role and what are the virtual meeting coordinators' role, and then changing the format to suit the online expectations and limitations. That's very, very important to make the meeting interesting. And introducing new activities like quiz, games to add the excitement, and also team meetings. And number 5, to promote the meeting online, to come up with attractive EDMs to encourage attendance. Right, so with that, thank you very much.
Timing perfect.
What's the time?
Timing is perfect. 4:30 now.
4:30. All right.
You're good.
I can go another half an hour.
I have one question answer.
Yes. Can I stop share?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I just did. Okay.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you can post any of your Q&A or question answers in the chat, and I will read it out, and then our GDL will address it directly right now. Can you please key in your questions? Yes, all the recordings will be made available to everyone who are attending today. It will be available. We will inform you once we upload everything. Okay, I got another 2 questions. Keep it coming. Thank you very much.
Can I address 1 or 2 from here?
Okay, I can address from here. I can read it out. Until when will we be having our meetings online like this? From Dina.
Are you serious, Dina? If the MCO is extended to 12 May, then you have another 3 weeks to go. But it depends. I don't think so any clubs will start the physical meeting immediately the week after MCO is lifted. Right?
I think June.
I don't think so.
Earliest in June.
Sorry, June, yeah. So let's say even today when he announced MCO is lifted, I doubt any clubs will have a physical meeting next week. We have to get this, take this soft landing approach. I read our DG spoke about it, our health DG. Yeah. So maybe till June or July, online meeting will be an important tool to promote our member engagement. So Dina, the answer is forever until December.
Okay, one question from Sanjeev Kumar. Does the district plan to use Zoom as our default online meeting platform, or is the district assessing different platforms?
Sorry, Nicholas, can you say that again?
Sorry, let me repeat that again.
Daughter was screaming on my ear.
Sanjeev Kumar asks, does the district plan to use Zoom as our default online meeting platform, or is the district assessing other different platforms?
This one, we need Pohu to help to answer. Oh?
Just to let you know, to add on what Raj has said, I'm going to share this screen with you. Yeah, we have a reply from Microsoft. Yeah, you can see. Okay, district also has a domain Rotary District 3300 on Microsoft.com. What we are applying is for 300 licenses to be distributed to club if and when we get consent. But so far from our application, yeah, they have given us the first line of support. As you can read, our district is eligible to receive non-profit offer from Microsoft. You can now access and all. Most of clubs that apply got this, but we are going one step further. We are saying we represent 83 clubs in our district, and they are looking at giving us some of the free licenses. And if and when we get it, I'll leave to DG to make the announcement, yeah, of what he wants to do with it. No, we do not have a specific domain whereby you must use Zoom or whatever. That we leave it to the clubs. Right? Club is autonomous. They can decide on what they want, which online platform they want to use. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, next question is from Chris. I would like to know the various experiences here today on how you excite senior members and junior members of the club to join online meetings before
Nicholas, you can't
president
hear you, Nicholas.
meeting on. Hold on,
Whose background sound is that?
Yeah, so Nagesh, can you mute everyone? Thank you. Okay, thank you. I would like to know the various club experiences here on how you excite senior and junior members to join online meetings because of the different levels of IT literacy. Raj, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
How you excite senior members and junior members. All right. If you remember, I mentioned earlier, have a balance. All right. Even I felt it. You know, we can't see the games like Kahoot and Mentimeters, online bingo, Uno. The younger ones will be very attracted to it. They'll find it very interesting. The senior ones maybe the first week, but not every single week because they are looking more on Rotary meetings and fellowships and sharing, talking, knowledge. You know, so you can do it a balance. Week 1. Will be speaker. Week 2, games. Week 3, internal sharing, Rotary information sharing. And week 4 will be fellowship, like Hats Night or some night. You know, you can have a cookout. Everyone cook in the house and just display the food on the table and show off the dishes. You know. Yeah, so yeah, we must cater for both interests. You know, just because the client admin, the whole committee is young, you know, we cannot be having all young ideas. You know, we must cater for all.
Okay, next question is from DG Leo. Are virtual online meetings considered an official meeting now, sanctioned by RI? Does attendance rules still apply for online meetings like 60% of meetings from DG Leo?
That doesn't apply anymore.
I think the rule 60% doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
But
no more.
online meeting, if it is sanctioned, I'll say yes. Otherwise, RI won't have an article and guidance on their website to guide us. So the answer is yes. It's a sanctioned meeting, but rules doesn't apply anymore, even for physical meeting.
A follow-up comment was because my club members feel no point having online meeting without fellowship. They miss it.
Yeah, we can have our own fellowship, like I said. You know, you can cook, and then display the food, and then lift the glasses.
Okay, I think this one, Pohu can assist us with this one. Is there a time limit? This is 2 specific questions related to Zoom. Is there a special package for Rotarians to pay for Zoom service if you want to use this service from Lily? And is there a time limit in the free Zoom? And if to extend, how much the cost from Richard Doral?
I don't actually get what he's trying to ask because every club can have a free Zoom, but of course limited to 40%. But please get it updated. And I did mention that we leave it to club. There is no instruction, neither any directive from the district as to what platform you should use. So district has no comment on this. All the while, online meeting has been going on even before the MCO. Yeah, so long as you have a meeting, we are okay with that. Whether it's a full online meeting, so the rule still stands.
Okay. One question from Baraj is how if my senior members don't really support this online meeting initiative?
Sensitive. All right, the meeting got to go on. So I think slowly you have to come up with a plan to make the meeting interesting. If they don't attend the first week, they will see the meeting goes on to the second week and the third week, and slowly they will join the bandwagon. Or maybe you can give them a call, a specific member, and ask them what do they feel about online meeting. What's the problem? Sometimes it's only nature for human to resist because there is a problem. Right? Maybe they don't tell you what's the problem. It can be the person don't know how to install Zoom, or the person don't have a sign in, or the person thinks that the person need to pay for Zoom, right? Sometimes they don't know. So maybe the best is to speak to the person and ask why is the person against online meeting, or why is the person not supporting the online meeting. That's when the member can open up and you might be able to solve the problem. For me, I think it's all connectivity and technical reasons that senior members may not support online meeting.
Okay, thank you, GDL.
I just want to add something. Sorry,
Yeah, no
I
problem.
forgot this earlier. For the past 2 weeks, I've been joining Rotary Club of Colombo's online meeting at 1 p.m. Like last week, RI President nominee Shekhar Mehta was the guest speaker. And even he mentioned about online meeting and making online meeting interesting. He mentioned that in one of the meeting he was with Mark Maloney and the incoming RI president Holger Knecht, and they played bingo after the meeting. And today past RI president Ian Risley was the guest speaker, and he mentioned about online meeting again. He spoke about it and he encouraged this online meeting to keep members together. And he said, we don't need a physical meeting to make this world a better place, right? So this is also answers Dina's question earlier. So I think online meeting is going to be the way for
The
some
way
time,
forward.
the way forward
Okay.
for some time.
Okay, thank you, GDL. Raj, we have one question here. Are we supposed to send in our official Zoom club meetings attendance to the district by PAG Pushpa?
Secretary, General Secretary can answer this.
Life goes on as usual.
My resource person, where are you?
Can I
I
say
think
something?
this is it. Who will answer that then?
Yeah, Governor and Pohu.
Governor.
Yeah, I think we have the EXCO make a decision that from this 1st of March onwards, I mean from the 17th of March onwards, in fact, the district is not taking in any of your attendance, Even the attendance awards committee, they will stop at 1st of February to be fair to all the other clubs, because some clubs, they are very, some they don't even know how to go into the Zoom and everything. These are all the teething problems. We have to give benefit of the doubt to all the clubs. That's why I told Puspa we are not receiving any. The cutoff point is 17th of March. The first 2 weeks of March, we are not taking it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, DG.
Can I say something here? Can I say something here?
Yes, IDG, go ahead.
Now, I think to answer the question, first of all, I think you must take, that's life goes on as usual. If you're having weekly meeting on Tuesday, carry on having meeting on Tuesday, but instead of physical meeting, now you're having virtual meeting. Yeah. So I think you don't have to make something something changes to it. No, the thing is, if you have having a fortnightly meeting, carry on as usual. If you change it, then as if something is so drastic that you don't have meeting anymore, you have to change a meeting and things like that. That's my point. Now, the other thing is also, of course, for us to have the virtual meeting, whatever you call it, Zoom meeting, first of all, everyone must be comfortable with the so-called app. Yeah. Let me just share with you, some feedback and also some observation. I think many clubs find it very interesting. In fact, the attendance has improved 90%, 100%. But in our case, RCPP, we used to have attendance, 50, 60%. 50, 60% means 50, 60 people attending. But for the past few Zoom meeting we had, I think it's only about 20 and things like that. So I think a lot of them are not comfortable, first of all, with this app, Zoom. Yeah. Secondly, I think our club, is a fellowship club. They would want to meet up physically to have fun, to have fellowship, to have yum sing and things like that. So without that, they just don't bother to come in. This is the thing. But of course, from this meeting, from this presentation, I have picked up a lot of ideas, very creative ideas. I think definitely we are going to look into it. It's a fantastic kind of presentation. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, there's a follow-up comment or question from the Digilio question just now about RI mandatory at meetings, which is, I think RI has not made it mandatory for clubs to have online meetings. It's just encouraged. It was asked by a member. So why the fuss? Raj?
Oh, yeah, it's not mandatory, but if you remember the second slide or third slide, to keep the members together, to engage them, and to build the togetherness in the members, we have to have club meetings. Club meetings are the only time when they meet, they talk, they get to know each other, they strengthen the bonding. So now we can't meet physically. So online meeting is the only way. Like how IDGTO mentioned, you don't have to meet every week. If you're meeting fortnightly, then you can follow fortnightly. But if you want to change it to weekly, then you can. If you're meeting weekly now, I think you should follow. So whatever practice being done before MCO, it should be followed. Because I'm a believer in, I have to meet my members every week. In order for me to have that attachment, engagement with them, to get to know them better. And I feel the same, towards me. So for me, online meeting is very important. And I'm sure a lot of you will agree too.
I think I'd like to say something here.
Okay,
The online meeting is one size doesn't fit all. See, like for a club of Tampin, a small town like that, we are still meeting in the morning. Like today we have a project, all of us are meeting. But we are meeting it 3 feet away in a shop. They are all doing projects. They're meeting. They say, see, now they are very strong resistance. Say, why waste the time having meeting when we are also meeting regularly? Even before that, every morning we have a meeting. So now they are putting a lot of pressures as the president is trying to have. So, but we still have the normal meeting like our incoming DG. We have it. But what I find is that only those who are very IT savvy, like computers, some on the phone, then there are a lot of problems. So that's why Bernard have come up with the 3 video clips, the short clips on this Zoom meeting is very good. From after that, more have come in now. It is improving. Like our Cody Club with my club and his club are the same. Without the thing, it's very difficult for them to get. So even the meeting, everyone of them have a glass and toasting online also. I think just want to share with you that I think the other thing is what is on the internet connection. Surprisingly, Tampin, the connection is not so good in certain areas. These are very challenging, not I think KL, I should say. But I think our incoming district governor have a very good point. We are definitely going through the phase. The young people also now they start, at least they know what is Zoom. Earlier, they don't know what is Zoom also. I think that's very good. Thank you.
Yeah, true, DG. But number one, you shouldn't be meeting regularly. And number two, we have to be an exemplary Rotarian. Number two, even you meet 3 feet away, right? The discussion, how to have a board meeting 3 feet away, and how to make decisions and vote. Still important decisions. You have to come online for the important decisions to be made.
You see, our club, in my meeting club, we have a permanent meeting place. We have a long table. So now what they are doing is that they put a tape and mark so you don't sit, the board don't sit that closely anymore. They're going to try that out. After the MCO is over, of course. I think.
Okay.
After, yes.
Okay, thank you, DG. Raj, I'm going to read out some comments from some of them who have posted comments. Yes, we should encourage each other and lead by example. 1 month ago, my club president was heavily resisting the Zoom meeting at first. However, a group of us did some Zoom meetings without him and been sharing screenshot photos of the good experience we had, project discussions, online toasting. Finally, we had our first Zoom club meeting last night from Alex Yen.
Well done, Alex.
Yep. Lily's
Don't always leave out the president.
Yeah, I think that's it also. I get from Lily, I guess this Zoom meeting is just a temporary measure, perhaps until the end of the year. We still prefer to get together.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
From DGN Bindi, from the financial point of view, online meetings drastically reduce the cost. Clubs who have financial constraints can consider at least one meeting per month online when things come back to normalcy. All right. Dr. Mahat on PAG push-pass question, I think it's still a good update share with the district group on club meetings, at least for those who are having online meetings so that anyone can be interested to join in. Okay, there's one last question from Rotian Yuvaraj. This is quite interesting. I saved this one for last actually because this one I think would attract a bit more discussion. Is there any restriction from district or RI on the information that we can share in Zoom? And how if the video leaked when we are discussing sensitive information, e.g. commenting on leaders' politics, possible third party take advantage to attack RI? Any comments on this?
Don't do it. No. Don't do anything sensitive and against Rotary values.
Yeah.
It is still a club internal meeting. We can't control, not to say online or even when you do it earlier. Now you invited certain political leaders to come and make speeches, and it's quite common now, 6-7 months ago. So district has not comment, but privately we did tell them, try to tone down on getting politicians to come in, even though at the time they were in the government. So rule still stands. Your club meeting is your club internal matter. What you discuss, what it leaks, you face the consequences.
Okay, thank you, General Secretary Bohu. Comment from past President Shirley. Online meetings is also good as it enables us to have joint meetings with our sister club overseas. Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. The cheaper way and the safer way.
Yeah, we are having to travel overseas.
Yeah. Actually, there's a question from Dinesh Mutal. He's asking about the downside.
Downside, yes, I'm about to read that. Downside of online meeting, your opinion on it?
Downside on online meeting is not following the ground rules, drinking and not being aware that you are on video, scratching and stretching. And yesterday we had someone topless in the training. And then, as I mentioned earlier, and they stood up for toast. I saw a few guys on boxers. So the downside, technology-wise, of course, internet. Like DG Leo mentioned earlier, Tampin is not as strong as KL, and same with Seremban. And you must be cursing me now. So yeah, the internet. It's all about internet. So if the internet is down or weak, that's when you'll be lagging. You'll freeze if you're doing presentation. Earlier at 3:45 there was a thunderstorm in Puchong. I got so worried, lightning, and my modem crashes. That's it. So the downside is internet. That's number one. The second one is your behavior in front of the camera.
Okay. Suresh asking, was the topless part recorded? We can make it go viral. No, thank you. We won't. So I'll answer that.
Why? It's a guy.
Yeah, it's a guy. Why would you want to see that, Suresh? During my in-check session yesterday, someone not left. Okay, any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? We got 5 more minutes.
There is a downside. There's a downside now.
Yes,
you got no more excuses not to attend any meetings.
Yeah, that's true.
Your club calls or district calls. No more excuses.
So I said behavior. The other behavior is they will log in and then they'll stop video and that's it. They disappears. Right. I think Zoom should come out with technology where the host can enable your video.
Can't.
Privacy matter.
Privacy, yes.
Breach of privacy.
Hacker. Get a hacker in.
PP Shirley said downside. I cannot say I'm stuck in jam or on the way, or will be late.
True.
So now we know what PP Shirley says when she's late, lah. Okay, stuck in jam.
Incoming district governor, incoming district trainer got a question.
Yes.
Can I just ask our GDL? you have mentioned certain preparatory things to actually organize if a club wants to embark on having our online meetings. Now, if a club says that all my members, we are not sure on how to do our EDMs, can the district help us? Are we offering that?
Yes, the district public image team is very happy to propose few tools for them. See, the EDMs can also be done in PowerPoint. We just have to know how to resize it. That's it. So we don't have to subscribe, pay to US dollars and get all these funky softwares. Don't need to. You know, so we will share with them. I personally will share with them the number of platforms available, and I can even guide them to do the first EDM. We are happy to help.
Fantastic. So president-elects in this group or any Rotarian in this group who wants to perhaps start their first online meeting next week or for next Rotary year, we can approach the Public Image Committee or the District Secretariat and say, look, we need to arrange for 4 EDMs for the next 2 months to promote our speakers, and you can come on and help us. That's good.
Yeah, even I mentioned that during the pre-pets too. I mentioned to the incoming presidents that I'm happy to help, but none approached.
Yeah, it's because they haven't seen your hat. So now that they've seen you in person with your hat, they'll come and approach you.
No, they are shy.
Thank you.
Shy, yeah.
Suresh comment, one of the downsides is we cannot hug and kiss our fellow members. Okay, I don't know how that happens.
Don't go to Malawati meeting when Suresh is around.
Ajipa is saying you hug and kiss all your members. Okay, fine, we'll leave it at that. So I'm not going to read any more comments.
Both of you call each other.
You want to hug and call Suresh, Ajipa? No problem. Okay, I don't see any other questions so far. Any parting words, Raj? Oh wait, hold on. There is something here. PAG Raj can send me template EDM on PowerPoint and tips. I think he already asked that question already. He will help you.
Yeah,
you just have to approach him. Yeah. Online meetings should be maintained at least once a month after MCO and will assist members who travel for work a lot. Something to consider, I guess. Yeah.
Because we're going to do it every week now. So we're going to miss it after MCO when we don't do it. So it can be 1 or 2 meetings.
Okay, he's put his email for you.
Let me say something here.
Yes, IDG, go ahead.
Talking about virtual meeting. In fact, my plan is going forward. Once a month, we are going to have a so-called district Zoom meeting. And with that, I am planning to invite prominent speaker to be present to give address to the district. That's my plan. Yeah, so at least Zoom meeting for the district once a month, even after the MCO. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's fun. We should do it.
Raj, DGND has put up a follow-up on the hugging and kissing thing as well. He said MC Asim Malawati has a laughter therapy session. After that, we hug our members. So some clarification on that. Right.
Okay.
We won't imply anything, DGND, sorry.
No.
Okay, thank you for sharing. I learned a lot. All right. PAG Raj, anything else?
No, I'll put my email address in the chat now.
Yeah.
So please do email me if you need me to come to your club online to give this talk. I'm happy to do that. And if you need the templates or anything, just email me. I'm happy to help you online.
Okay. All right. Yes. Anyone else?
Well done. Well done.
Okay. We are 4:58. Yes.
Someone said something.
No.
I say well done.
Oh, well done. You say well done.
Thank you, ADG. Thank you very much.
Okay, on behalf of the group discussion leader, PAG Raj, I'd like to thank everyone for making time today for making your online meetings interesting and memorable and everything. First, let's give a big round of applause for Raj for a fantastic job.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Right, he's resource lead today also, and all those people will help assisted with answering all the questions.
And thank you to Nicholas as the host. Well done. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So bye-bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, embrace the norm. I think that's what Chia is saying also. So thank you everyone for coming. We will still keep this open up if anyone wants to stay for fellowship. All right. Grab your glasses or whichever drink beverage you have. You will still keep this open for the time being for the next 15-20 minutes.
PAG Raj?
Yes, Joanne.
Yeah. Can we book you to come to our club meeting?
What's happening already?
To come to your club meeting.
Wow.
That's very fast. That's
So
very fast.
fast.
No, I saw
Oh,
in the
no.
chat earlier she asked her, so I was about to WhatsApp you.
Yeah. Please
Can-
come
can-
to our club meeting. I will WhatsApp you later.
Okay.
Raj, you got the guy asking you for your number. I'm sorry, it's not a girl.
It's a guy,
Yeah, I'm sorry. And is it Enka Ramu? Is a girl or guy? I'm not sure.
Guy.
Oh, guy. Okay, sorry.
Enka.
Yes, okay. Enka is asking for.
Enka, you don't have Raj's number? I thought it's everywhere on the
Okay,
district handbook.
Wong Saili.
Shirley's number, not Raj's
Wong,
number.
Saili, is it Saili Wong needs a clarification. What is EDM? For my understanding, EDM is electronic dance music.
Listen, clubbing kaki
So
lah.
the EDM just now.
So we know Shirley likes what already. Okay, that's good. EDM.
Electronically distributed message. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay, I think that's that.
Let's call it e-poster. E-poster.
Okay, someone did put there electronic distance measurement. Okay, thank you, Chuck, for that.
Yeah, Rotarians are very creative.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Playing with words.
We are still going to stay online. Anyone would like to add anything? Raj will still be here to answer any questions. I'll be here as well. Keep this open.